Amazing people, how are you? I'm not quite sure what happened there, Rose, but it's great to see you. Happy Tuesday, and it's great to have our lunchtime cuppa together while we run the Healing Through Love show. So excited to be here. Welcome to the Healing Through Love show. We're here to increase awareness in the community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land and to offer advice on services available to these survivors and their families.
Hey, we have many local businesses and service people who generously pay it forward at our Pamper Days by providing their time and resources at these events. And each week on this show, we'll be interviewing a couple of those supporters of our Pamper Days to learn more about their personal journeys, their businesses, and why they are supporting HTL to assist others.
That's fantastic. So today we've got two incredible guests. Now Rose is going to, well, just sort of disappear, but not really, because she's going to be behind the scenes and she's going to be making sure the chat runs well. So you can engage in the chat with us and Rose will communicate with you. And if you've got questions, it'd be great. Rose is going to pop up the links to all of our free offers and fantastic things that are happening today. So thanks, Rose. We'll see you later. Okay, today we've got two incredible guests lined up for you. We've got Tania Jones and Lorna Bukkland. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you to Tania Jones. Tania began her remedial massage journey 8 years ago. And on the way, hello, Tania, how are you? She's enjoyed she's enjoyed remedial massage herself for over 20 years and understands its many benefits that it provides. Her passion is helping people feel better mentally and physically and believes that massage achieves this. Her speciality is dry needling. Okay, we've got to know what dry needling is. And massage, energy techniques, and Chapmans Reflexes. Okay, I need you to further explain all of that. Please explain.
Yes, thank you, Charlene, for having me on today. So what I do is my massage business is called Body Renewal, because that was wording that resonated with me, because it's all about renewing the body. And so learning about massage, I learned about some techniques that I felt were a great way to help people not only feel better, but relax and hopefully enjoy a little bit more of the experience of remedial massage, which is sometimes not as calming as, say, your fluffy versions. But so dry needling in itself is using an acupuncture needle. And that is actually going into the tension points of muscles in various parts of the body. It allows the body to actually self-heal by allowing it to let go of the tension and then sending in all of its little bits and pieces to help heal the area and relax the body far deeper and quicker than my fingers can actually do. Chapman's Reflexes and muscle energy techniques are all about teaching the body how to stretch. It's kind of like resistance stretching. It's a way for the body to learn to let go of stress that it's holding, and it helps the muscles switch on and work more efficiently. So that's what I basically do.
Wow. Okay. So my question is dry needling like acupuncture? Because it sort of sounds similar.
Yeah, well, it is in a way. It's the same needle that we use, but instead of popping it into things like energy points and meridians and so forth, we're really only popping it into the actual muscle tension. So, for instance, if you're looking at your trapezius, which is on the top of your shoulder, we're only interested in finding where the tension is and popping the needle into that section to help it let go.
Right. Okay. And so the other one, the Chapmans that you mentioned, it sounds a little bit like Feldenkrais. Is it similar to that?
Well, I'm not 100% on that one.
Well, we can do some research and get back to our listeners.
We can. But effectively, Chapman's Reflexes is all about locating the areas through different testing techniques where the muscles are not firing correctly. So perhaps you might have tight hamstrings. And so when I lift your leg and try to find out how far you can stretch that, I can see an indication of whether it's turned on or not. So by then, basically pulsing in different parts of the body I can actually switch that muscle on and get it to fire correctly so that they actually stretch further and give you more power through the muscle.
Wow, sounds fascinating. And I can see also how kinesiology could play into all of this as well. It's interesting how they're all connected, because I suppose it's all the same body, isn't it, really?
Right.
So, Tania, you've come and assisted us with our last Pamper or the Pamper Day before that when we were at Marion. And I want to say thank you for having you in that space. And it's just beautiful to be able to offer a service to these girls who are survivors in this space. And you know, it's really extra special considering that a lot of these girls wouldn't have had, well, a massage because they wouldn't have been able to afford one in a really long time. And for some of them, I know, because you were the next stand next to my stand, that some of them had never had a massage. And so to have that experience was, you know, it helped create a new vision of what was possible for them. And just that tiny, you know, act of service, how much that can just build someone's self-confidence to move forward. So thank you so much for that. We're looking forward to you playing with us in May next year. We've got brand new location, western side of the suburbs. So it's good for you because you're in Ascot Park, which is where your studio is. So it's on your side of town. So, hey, Tania, we did that for you.
Thanks very much.
Now, I'd love it, Tania, if you could share with our listeners, because a lot of the people that either listen live or listen to the replay are people who are survivors or have friends and family that are in that space. You know, can you maybe talk a little bit about the techniques and the things that you do and how that can help people in this very vulnerable space heal and move forward?
I certainly can, yeah. So the thing that comes from anything that creates a stressful environment in our lives is we hold tension a lot within the muscles of the body. So, you know, a lot of people come in with tension through the shoulders and the neck, and it's creating headaches and they're not feeling well. They're tired. They've got hip pain and all this. And a lot of this comes from stress or the wrong style of environment that they perhaps are working or living in. So the idea is to bring them into a more calming and peaceful environment where they're able to sit and consult with me and really tell me about how their body is feeling and, you know, give me some ideas of what sort of things are going on with them. This enables me to work out where these points are that need to be addressed for them. It allows me to advise them on other things, aftercare things they can do for themselves as well. Also, the other added benefit is I'm a lady. So, you know, you've got that beautiful, comfortable feeling of being with somebody who, you know, is a woman and understands some of these things. But I'm able to generally help them. I mean, my massage room kind of becomes a bit like the hairdresser, you know, where all of your problems sometimes come out and chat. So one of my side benefits is I am a qualified counsellor as well. So it does enable me to, you know, have a rather therapeutic chat, I suppose, with some people whilst they're relaxing and learning to de-stress. And over time, we build a relationship as well, because massage is not a one-off event. We do recommend doing it more regularly. So we're able to build a trusting relationship that enables them to feel safe and, you know, to feel that somebody is actually genuinely interested in their well-being.
Oh, I love that, Tania. You're going to make me cry. That's so beautiful. So how often, because you say that it should be regular, like how often should we be having massage?
Well, look, I say for people, the maintenance experience should be at least once every 4 to 5 weeks if you want to keep on top of things. If you've had an injury or something more substantial, you might need a couple of sessions back to back, like once every 1 or 2 weeks, depending on what's happened. But generally speaking, yeah, monthly massages are amazing for keeping the body in really great condition before it gets to a state of being too bad.
Okay, so then it's like, is this covered by health insurance? Like, what's happening in that space?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So yeah, no, that's an important thing to note, is that remedial massage is different in the sense that it is covered under the high caps, your health benefits. So if you have natural therapies with your extras cover under your health insurance, you can claim remedial massage. So do inquire about that with your health insurance. Check that that is available to you. It is under your natural therapy section, and we can certainly take care of you with that.
Excellent. So on the screen now, we've got Tania's details. So it's Body Renewal, and you can find that on Facebook. You can find the Facebook page. And is there a website as well, Tania?
No, I don't have a website, but I am located at Parkholme Chiropractic and Massage. So we have both chiropractic and massage available in the one clinic for you.
Excellent. Okay, Tania's offer today. Tania, can you tell us a little bit about your offer?
Oh, yeah. So I've just popped in there that, as I said, that the massages can be claimed on your health insurance, which means you're only paying the gap. And obviously your first visit, generally you get a little bit more back as well from your health insurance. I offer 30, 45 or 60-minute sessions, which also include the needling. So that's not an extra, okay? And as I stated, located at Parkholme Chiropractic and Massage Clinic.
Excellent. So how far is that from the city? Is that like 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's on the corner of Marion and Dawes Road.
Okay, well, that's pretty easy to get to. That's fantastic, Tania. So I'm excited that you're going to be working with us in May next year at a location that's closer to you. So that's exciting.
Okay.
And what will you be doing at the next event, Tania?
So what I did last time was offering some 10-minute seated massages for people, and we were fully booked for most of the day. So it's basically, nobody needs to worry about taking off any clothing or anything like that. It's just a nice shoulder and neck massage and a bit of a head massage there for 10 minutes whilst you're seated. So nice and relaxing.
Excellent. So I've got a question on the screen from Monica. Hi, Monica. It's great to see you on the show. What's the costs if you don't have health insurance?
Sure. So at the moment, now I've got to remember, at the moment, we are for an hour is 83, 45 minutes is 77, and an hour is 55. Half an hour is 55 off memory. Yeah.
Wow. Well, if you think about what it costs us for the other bits and pieces that we do, and, that's just aesthetics, girls, hair, nails, makeup, all of those things are aesthetics. If you don't feel good in your body, if you've got aches and pains, if you're not sleeping well, if you get up and you're in pain, if you can't move around like a 20-year-old, I can say that, then guys, you really need to consider having regular massages. They make all the world of difference.
They do.
Something that Tania's alluded to, but we haven't discussed, is that it gives you libidinal refueling. So it also changes your chemistry in your body and makes you feel better about yourself. So if you're not feeling good about yourself, a massage will make you feel better about you. It's that easy, guys.
Yeah, it does. It basically releases happy chemicals in the body, and when your body is moving and you're healed, and if you are headache free and things like that, because that's a big thing for a lot of people today, is so much neck tension is creating so many headaches, and people have foggy brains and things like that. So yeah.
Holly's wishing she lived closer because she lives in Canada.
I'll tell you what, Holly, I'll come over when they let the borders open. How about that?
It's fantastic. Thanks for joining us, Holly. Tania, thank you so much for sharing this space with us today. We really appreciate it. And we're really excited that you're going to be working with us in May next year for our next Pamper Day. We've sadly missed it this year, and thanks COVID for that. And that's okay. Next year's going to be bigger, better, brighter, and we're going to be able to help so many more people. I want you to stay tuned for a commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our next interview. Bye for now, guys. Thank you, BeLive, for being our sponsor in this space. We are a charity, so it is near on impossible for us to do what we do without sponsorship. So BeLive, thank you so much for sponsoring us, and MyTime for hosting us and sponsoring us as well. This is a worthwhile charity. It makes a difference. This Christmas, we're going to be dropping off pamper packages for girls in need, and really excited. Ali and I will be doing that hopefully next week. If not, it'll be the week after. We just need to coordinate a time. And hey, if you've got excess stock of any description and you'd like to pay it forward, we'd love to bag that up for you and to get that to the girls in the front line that really need assistance in that space. My next guest is Lorna Bukkland. Lorna is one of Australia's most experienced NLP master trainers who survived a terrifying sibling bullying relationship as a young child, entering into a horrific domestic violence marriage, losing 10 babies in the womb, and survived cervical cancer. Her story is amazing, and now she's here today as one of the renowned experts in the space of NLP. I'd like to welcome Lorna. Hi, Lorna. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Lorna, it's so good to meet you. We've spoken on the phone a few times, so it's great to actually see you in person online. And thank you for supporting our charity, Healing Through Love.
It's a pleasure.
Language is such an important part of reprogramming ourselves and moving forward. And it is something that, as a survivor myself, I've had to work diligently to put myself in a different space. I'd really love for you to share with us, what do you think these girls that are still in the rawest part of moving forward can do to help themselves heal just with their own power of their own language?
Yeah. I think one of the most important things for me is, at the time of all that, when I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I'd lost all the babies and that, and I couldn't have cared if I died. And I had an amazing doctor who just supported me and did so much for me. But when I was in hospital, a lady came up to me, and I can still see her and feel her hand on my shoulder, but I have no idea what her name was. And she just put a hand on my shoulder and she said, "Lorna, every day you wake up is God's blessing for you." She said, "No matter how bad you feel or what pain you're in, do whatever it takes to get up and out of bed. Always dress up, make up, show up, and never give up." And at that time I thought, oh my God, she's giving me a sermon. And I never knew what that impact of those words meant to me back then. So every day now, I say this to everyone, is I did feel like shit every day and I didn't want to get out. But as soon as I got up and I had my shower or bath or whatever and got dressed and put my makeup on, I did feel better about me. And then my doctor got me to go to counselling, and I just felt I had no worth or whatever. And she taught me that I had value, that I was a good person, and that I had a right to love myself and be a special person. And I thought, like, I was so far away at that time. And then I got introduced to NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and I started to have a lot of realisation about myself, is that it didn't matter what someone had done to me. It didn't matter what they said to me. It's how I processed everything inside of me and how I perceived it created my reaction or how I felt. So another big ha-ha moment at that time is we keep in our mind and we keep playing over what happened. Why did it happen? We question and we blame others and we go, well, this is the cards I'm dealt. I can't do anything about it. And so one of the things one trainer said when doing a process, is this happening to you now? And I said, no. And he said, are the people that hurt you here now? I said, no. he said, do you feel threatened being here now? I said, no. And he said, so what's stopping you from moving forward? And the only thing that was stopping me was what I was holding in here, the movies I kept replaying and pushing that replay button that made me, excuse my language, feel like shit and feel unworthy. So a long period of time, I went to a weekend workshop, and that was probably the really big, well, cancer was my turning point, but that was a turning point for me, understanding me. And my thing to anyone going through it, get out of it, go and find somewhere to stay and search out somewhere like your doctor or something to go to counselling and get help for yourself so that you can distance the you are now, because I totally lost my identity. I did not know who I was supposed to be. I learned to connect to myself. I learned to see the value I had, to feel the value I had, to love myself again, which was really a big thing. And I got away and out and started to live my own life, and the rest became history. It is 39 years ago this month since that happened, or since I had cancer. So I always say how blessed I am now for the opportunities I've had by being introduced to NLP and learning the processes, but most of all, applying what I learned to me. I now help people all around the world internationally, and I train trainers and coaches and things like that. But the most important lesson was, what can I do for me? And another big one for me was, nobody makes me happy. And I'm like, what? And it's how I perceive, even if you say something to me, what I perceive what you say, I'm actually creating how I'm feeling. Nobody creates how I feel. So in one of my workshops, and my husband now, and I'll be talking about it, and I'll say, John doesn't make me happy. And they all go, oh, what? And look around, and he's smiling. And I think that was a really valuable thing for me. Nobody can hurt me. Nobody can make me feel happy, sad, or anything. I choose to feel that way from what I'm seeing or experiencing in the world. So if I then can distance and go, okay, that's how they feel, that's what they see, that's what they think, but it's nothing to do with me unless I take it in, I process it and put my meanings to it, I create and connect it to my values, my meanings, my programming, which creates my internal representation, which connects to my feelings and emotions and how I relate, and then makes me feel like, well, you know what? So no matter how people treat us, that is their problem, and it will not stop if we don't set the boundaries, say no, and change. And that's, to me, as I said, I'm 69 this year, and I know, and that was when I was 30, so 39 years ago, and I just feel blessed every single day. So to me, mindset, that my thing to anyone, and I deal with a lot of people who've been through domestic violence and relationship abuse, and the first thing I say is you have to claim you back again, learn how you process things and how you're working, and then learn new ways of changing how you work. But also my biggest thing was putting my boundaries up, saying no, and giving myself the gift of saying, yes, I can, but also the gift of forgiveness. And that was probably the hardest thing for me back then, was I had to forgive my abusers. which was my sister and my ex-husband. And I just said, no way will I ever forgive them. But forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook, not about letting them free, because it's a gift that I gave me to set me free from holding them living inside my head and controlling every thought and feeling I had. And I've got an American friend, I love him, and a trainer, and we often says, and he says, how long are you going to allow them to be living in your head, rent-free? They're not paying you no rent. Is it not time for you to evacuate them now? And it's so true. How many times do we push that reset button? How many times do we play that movie?
I love it, Lorna. I love chatting with you, Lorna. We find ourselves on the phone very often, and it's just a privilege and a pleasure to be in your proximity and have a chat. Now, we've only got a few minutes left, and I was just wondering, do you have any real quick fixes for the girls that are listening, something that they can implement themselves straight away, just even listening to this today, because we also have lots that listen to the recording as well, the replay. So could you have a quick tip for the girls that they can just make instant change?
Get out of bed every day, dress up, make up and show up and never give up. That's been my lifesaver. But something else is grab a book and every night sit down and look at, just write in this book, and you can write this down, I can give it to you somewhere on your chat or what, is write down, what have I achieved today? So today I have achieved. It's not a gratitude book. What have I achieved? Even little jobs. Because at one stage when I was losing babies, I couldn't get out of bed for 3 or 4 months. And so I put my foot on the ground today, and they said, that's not achievement. I said, yes, it is. I didn't get out of bed for months. And so emptying the dishwasher, doing the vacuuming. So what have I achieved today? Then after you've written whatever you sit and think about, then go, today I'd like to acknowledge those that have supported me, and write down who supported you and how. And then acknowledge you and how you've supported someone else. I will guarantee if you do that every night for 4 weeks, you'll start to focus on your life and become present, not worrying about the past and what happened or what you can't do yet or whatever. And it really made a difference when I was given that years ago, 30-something years ago. It's really telling my age now. But it's something really good. Now, the next morning when you get out of bed, you sit and you read it. And you go, wow, I did a fair bit. I feel really good about that. Rip it out, throw it away, because today is a new day, a new slate. And so we're not holding on to or comparing what we're doing today with what yesterday, but we never acknowledge ourselves for what we do. We allow what everyone else says and does to control how we feel. So it's claiming back that you are now in control. So how you support yourself each day is important, but what you achieve, acknowledge those that support you and acknowledge who you support. And I think, but as I said, one of the main things is be conscious of getting out of bed, dress up, make up, show up and never give up. I get up every day, I do my hair, makeup, and I'm a bit different. I match everything I've got. So I even match my phone, my iPad cover, and I've been doing it for over 30 years and I'm not going to stop now.
I love it, Lorna. I'm totally OCD and I get it. Lorna, thank you so much for your time, effort and energy today. It's been beautiful being in your proximity. I'm looking forward to spending some quality time with you this weekend.
No worries.
And thank you so much. It's so great to have you in this space sharing with these beautiful listeners and creating a soft place for them to land. Thank you so much, Lorna, for joining us. Now, Lorna has a special offer, guys, and we're going to make sure that you can get that. What we need to do is we need to get you to email Lorna, and she can email you her 12 tips which are absolutely beautiful. It's crafted from her own learnings and how she moved forward out of the DV space and how she moved forward to be a consummate professional in her space that she's in now. So we need you to email Lorna. Now what we'll do is we'll put the link up in the chat, and we'll also put the link up on the event as well, so that you've got Lorna's email address so that you can contact her to get these beautiful 12 tips. Guys, thanks for joining us today. If you'd like to be involved in the Healing Through Love as either an exhibitor or as a volunteer, you have the chance to come to the next show, which will be great. And you can actually contact us through Facebook. Hi. All you need to do is contact Healing Through Love on our email, which is HTL, Healing Through Love, Adelaide@gmail.com. And so we'll be on at 1 o'clock, and that's Adelaide time, guys, next Tuesday with 2 more amazing guests. Rose, is there any passing comments to leave today?
Yes, exhibitors, please look out in your emails very shortly for the form to fill out for next year. I'm going to start sending them out in dribs and drabs. So, you'll probably get one soon, and then you'll get one later on. And, so you just keep it reminded, and it keeps popping up in your face. And please, anyone who's watching today, if you want to, as Charlene said, if you want to be an exhibitor, or you just want to come and attend the event, we'll be going live on Eventbrite very shortly. So you keep your eyes out for that, and for the link to our event. And we look forward to seeing you.
Excellent. And we're going to do a bit of a Facebook Live in the page, just so you can follow our journey to drop off our goodies for the Christmas for the girls that are in need for this time of year. Thank you so much for joining us today for Healing Through Love. Thank you, BeLive TV, and thanks Mytimetv for being our amazing sponsors in this space. Bye for now.
Bye.